There exist watershed moments in every intimate bond, inflection points where love either deepens into something transcendent or gradually withers into quiet indifference. These are the crucibles that test a man's capacity to lead, not through tyrannical force, but through unwavering presence. The modern man often misconstrues love as an exercise in accumulation, more gestures, more declarations, more demonstrations of affection. Yet women are not captivated by quantity. They are moved by profundity, by the gravitational pull of depth itself. What follows are five fundamental positions: emotional, psychological, and existential, that women hunger for at their core, yet most men never fully inhabit. Not from lack of devotion, but from ignorance of the transformative power a man wields when he dares to love from a place of integrated strength. Master these, and you transcend the ordinary. You become indelible. When a woman gravitates toward a man, the attraction rarely originates from his eloquence or physical form. It emerges from the feeling state he evokes within her. At her deepest level, she seeks what few men authentically embody: an individual who remains rooted when her world trembles, whose presence communicates without utterance. I am unshakable. You may breathe here. Emotional sovereignty is not dominion over another. It is mastery over self. It is the cultivation of an internal axis so stable that external turbulence cannot topple it. Every woman, whether consciously acknowledged or not, craves this sanctuary, not merely physical protection, but emotional refuge. Emotions operate like oceanic tides, swelling, crashing, retreating. A woman may traverse 10 distinct emotional states within a single day, sometimes within a solitary hour. In these moments, she is not testing your patience. She is unconsciously probing your center, silently asking, can this man anchor himself while I am tempest tossed? When you respond with reactivity, defensiveness, or volatility, you mirror the very chaos she battles within. But when you remain immovable yet compassionate, when your energy holds steady as hers trembles, something alchemical occurs. Her nervous system recognizes safety. She begins to trust you not merely as companion, but as harbor. True emotional leadership demands restraint of the highest order. It requires the capacity to experience the full spectrum of feeling without being enslaved by any single emotion. Most men were never initiated into this art. Society commanded you to suppress, to calcify, to mistake numbness for strength. But sovereignty does not emerge from suppression. It is born of integration. The man who comprehends his emotional landscape does not drown in its depths. He navigates them with consciousness, channeling their power rather than being consumed by their force. He needs no volume to establish authority. His composure is his authority, and it becomes infectious. Consider the moment when she is overwhelmed, voice edged with tension, energy fractured. The ordinary man reacts instantly, matching her intensity, escalating the discord. But the emotionally sovereign man pauses. He listens beyond her words to the unspoken anguish beneath them. He does not personalize her tempest because he understands when a woman feels disconnected, she often communicates through emotional surge. Your role is not to extinguish her fire, but to contain it without being consumed. When you accomplish this, she softens, not because you dominated, but because she finally feels witnessed in her totality. This is leadership in its purest expression, not the last word spoken, but the space created where both souls can flourish. When you are grounded, she discovers her own ground. When you lead with crystalline clarity, she follows with unwavering trust. You become her true north, the fixed point toward which she orients herself when existence pulls her in opposing directions. But this transformation only manifests when you operate from masculine essence rather than ego. Ego reacts and demands, leadership responds and reassures. Women do not surrender to chaos, they surrender to consistency, to the man who does not flee when love becomes labor intensive, to the one whose presence remains constant. The principle of mystery stands as one of attraction's most misinterpreted elements. It is not about concealment or strategic withdrawal. Authentic mystery is not distance. It is disciplined revelation. It is understanding that your silence, your restraint, your capacity to withhold is not vacancy, but concentrated power. Because what is completely known ceases to be desired. It is the liminal space between familiarity and enigma that keeps the heart perpetually curious. A woman does not fall for a man she can entirely decipher. She falls for the one who keeps her imagination engaged, not through deception, but through dimension. When you expose every layer of yourself prematurely, you strip away the pleasure of discovery. You eliminate the sacred dance of gradual unveiling that makes connection intoxicating. The mysterious man does not obscure his nature, he reveals it intentionally, offering enough to forge connection while preserving enough depth to sustain wonder. This is not manipulation, but presence. The awareness that attraction flourishes not in what you proclaim, but in what you withhold. When you speak sparingly, each utterance carries gravitational weight. When you act with deliberate purpose rather than impulsive reaction, you become unpredictably captivating. Most men constantly seek validation through excessive explanation and oversharing. But the man comfortable in silence transmits something far more compelling: self-possession. He is not performing for approval. He has already claimed his worth. Women possess profound intuition. They detect neediness. It sense when a man strains too desperately to impress or convince. But when a man operates from mystery, his energy feels self-contained, complete unto itself. He does not await her validation to feel valuable. His attention is not scattered but selective. And this scarcity makes her crave it exponentially, because the more she senses your self-sufficiency, the more she yearns to earn your focus. Mystery also manifests as sacred boundaries. It means possessing dimensions of your world that belong exclusively to you, your purpose, your solitude, your vision. It is recognizing that your value does not derive from constant availability, but from selective accessibility. A man who knows his worth does not overexpose it. He allows others to earn his time, his energy, his truth. Let her wonder. Let her contemplate what you might be building when you are absent from her sight. That wondering is the architecture of desire. There exists a particular man every woman remembers, not for his words, but for how he inhabits space. There is quiet authority in him, a sense of command that does not demand recognition, yet naturally receives it. This is gentle dominance, the synthesis of strength and tenderness, authority and empathy, structure and compassion. It represents one of the most magnetic energies a man can embody, because it speaks to a woman's deepest psychological need to feel simultaneously protected and desired. The dominance has been catastrophically misunderstood. Some men conflate it with aggression, control, or ego. But authentic dominance does not emerge from force, it rises from certainty. It is not about overpowering her, but grounding her, leading in such a manner that she never feels diminished, but always secure. The man who carries gentle dominance does not shout to be heard. He speaks with intention. And his energy completes the communication. His calm confidence fills space before language arrives. Every woman craves this energy because it permits her to relax into feminine essence. Feminine energy is fluid, emotional, expressive, it flows like water. But for water to flow freely, it requires containment. This is what masculine presence provides. When a man steps into this role, not as tyrant, but as guide, she does not resist his leadership. She welcomes it because his steadiness creates freedom. Gentle dominance is not performance, it is presence. When you hold her hand, the grip is firm yet respectful. When you touch her, intention is unmistakable but never coercive. When you make decisions, you honor her feelings without depending on her approval. You move with clarity, and that clarity generates trust. Deep within it, a woman does not want a man perpetually asking, "What should we do?" She wants the man who says, "Trust me, I have this," and then demonstrates through consistent action that her trust is well placed. This speaks to energetic polarity, the natural dance between masculine and feminine forces. When a man leads with grounded strength, he awakens a woman's softness. She need not battle for control or vigilantly protect herself. She can surrender, not from weakness, but from confidence that her vulnerability is safeguarded. This is what renders dominance gentle. You are not diminishing her power. You are creating space for it to express differently. Gentle dominance extends beyond intimacy. It manifests in communication, conflict resolution, how you maintain principles. It means remaining unmoved by emotional manipulation, not retreating under pressure, never compromising your essence to appease. It is articulating truth and standing by it even when uncomfortable. That firmness allows a woman to lean without fearing your collapse under her emotional weight. The insecure man dominates to feel powerful. The sovereign man needs no external power. He has already mastered himself. Most men believe intimacy begins with physical touch. But for women, intimacy commences long before bodies intertwine. It begins in minute moments, how you witness her, how you listen, how you make her feel understood without excessive speech. For her, emotional intimacy is the gateway. It unlocks trust, vulnerability, profound connection. Without it, even the most passionate encounters ultimately feel hollow. A woman does not offer herself completely to charm, appearance, or success. She surrenders to the man who perceives her, who notices the subtle shifts in tone, the silence between words, the sorrow behind her smile. Women are emotional architects. They do not merely want desire. They want to be known. They want to be witnessed in dimensions beyond surface, to feel their inner landscape has sanctuary in your understanding. This depth demands patience, not superficial responses or distracted listening, but total presence when she speaks. It is choosing to remain when departure would be simpler. It is saying, "I hear you," not because you captured words, but because you absorbed the emotional resonance beneath them. This is emotional leadership expressed through connection, the capacity to hold space for another's complexity without attempting to repair or escape it. Too many men separate physical from emotional connection. They pursue pleasure while neglecting presence. But here is truth. The most profound intimacy does not originate in flesh. It is born in consciousness. When you stimulate her emotionally, the body naturally follows. When a woman feels emotionally secure, she opens organically. Her defenses dissolve. Her spirit exhales. This is when authentic soul level connection emerges, and it cannot be manufactured, only earned through devoted presence. Anyone can touch a woman's body, but few can touch her essence. Anyone can compliment her appearance, but rare is the man who makes her feel truly comprehended. The distinction lies in connection depth. When you witness her authentically, not the persona she presents to the world, but the vulnerable soul beneath her armor, she begins trusting you in unprecedented ways. That connection transforms everything. It alters how she perceives you, responds to you, loves you. When a woman feels emotionally witnessed, she does not merely grant attention, she offers her heart. She ceases guarding and begins flowing. You become her sanctuary, her confidant, her emotional home. It Presence stands as one of attraction's most potent yet underestimated forces. It transcends speech, appearance, or possession. It is the energy you bring into each moment. A truly present man commands attention without solicitation. His focus feels intentional, his silence meaningful, his attention precious. In our distraction saturated world, such presence approaches the sacred. When you are authentically present with a woman, you make her feel like the sole existing being in that instant. And to her, this is unforgettable. Most men fail to recognize how their absence registers even when physically present. They nod while she speaks, but eyes drift towards screens. They listen, yet minds wander elsewhere. They do not comprehend that emotional disconnection feels like rejection. To a woman, presence is not merely attention, it is affirmation of her worth, validation of her significance. You can profess care endlessly, but if you cannot offer undivided focus for 5 minutes, she will never feel genuinely valued. When you are with her, you must be completely with her. This means eliminating distractions, silencing internal noise, genuinely engaging not just in conversation, but in energetic exchange. Presence transcends listening. It is attunement, the ability to sense her emotional state even in silence. It is noticing body language, tonal shifts, the meaning between words. When a man cultivates this awareness, he becomes magnetic not through effort, but through calibration. Psychologically, presence satisfies humanity's deepest hunger to be seen. Every soul craves witnessing it, to feel someone truly comprehends them beyond language. When you offer this to a woman, she experiences it as intimacy before bodies ever meet. Because presence is connection without striving. It is your stillness declaring, I am here with you, nowhere else. When you appear like this, defenses crumble, trust deepens, attraction intensifies organically, but presence extends beyond relationships. It defines your masculine essence entirely. When you live distracted, your energy scatters. You become inconsistent, easily influenced, emotionally unstable. But when you cultivate presence in conversation, pursuit of goals, or stillness, you forge inner power. You become more aware, more composed, more intentional. That groundedness magnetizes people. It makes your leadership trustworthy, your silence profound, your actions respected. A woman does not want a man who is everywhere. She wants a man who is fully somewhere, whose attention feels like sunlight, steady, warm, undivided. When your energy divides, connection weakens. When your energy focuses, she feels it in every word, every glance, every touch. This is what renders presence so seductive. Its rarity, its grounding quality, its impossibility to counterfeit. When you examine these elements, emotional sovereignty, disciplined mystery, gentle dominance, emotional intimacy, and unwavering presence, you perceive not merely attraction traits, but the architecture of masculine energy at its apex. A man embodying these qualities does not chase love, he generates it. He does not beg for connection. He inspires it. Because when you master yourself, existence naturally aligns around you. Every woman seeks something authentic, something stable, something that draws her deeper without language. But such connection only manifests when a man fully inhabits his nature. The man who does not flee emotion, but leads through it. The one who does not fear silence, but wields it eloquently. The man who does not dominate to control, but to create sanctuary. The one who does not seek validation because he has already claimed his worth. That man becomes indelible, not for his actions, but for what he represents. Perhaps this is the revelation. You were never meant to be loud to be powerful. You were meant to be still. You were never meant to impress to be desired. You were meant to be certain. A woman can feel that certainty she senses when a man knows his identity, his principles, his direction, that confidence, that calm, that depth. It moves her. It magnetizes her. It silences her doubts because she recognizes, whether articulated or not, that she stands before a man who does not merely love with emotion, he loves with direction. So cease striving to be the man who performs everything flawlessly. Become the man who stands in integrity. The man who leads not through declarations, but through energy. The man whose presence speaks long after his departure. Because attraction fades, but impact endures. The man who makes her feel safe, seen, and centered will inhabit her memory long after time erodes everything else. Be that man, the one who leads with peace. It moves with purpose and loves with consciousness. Because once you understand how to love from your masculine core, you will never need to pursue another woman. She will come to you, not because you chased her, but because she felt something in you that the world rarely offers anymore, a place to rest. And that is the mark of a man she cannot forget.